So there seems to be a lot of interest in rangefinder cameras right now, and I happen to be fortunate enough to have a collection of them with my father, and I showed you some quick, easy rangefinders, but these are kind of the original rangefinders. This is what started it off. Of course, these are some Leicas. I believe this is a 3F. I can't remember. 3F black dial. Someone out there will probably know better than me. Really cool camera. It's got a collapsible 50mm Summicron, and what they mean by collapsible is that it telescopes out. Okay, I think the Summicron is one of the best ever lenses made. On my Flickr account, I almost exclusively shoot a DR Summicron on my M6 TTL, but this is kind of what started off 35mm photography. I'm not completely positive. Someone will probably likely correct me that knows the history better, but I'm pretty sure Ernst Leica invented the 35mm canister. I have an old 35mm Leica canister. It's actually frozen shut. I'm wondering if there's any film. So the kind of interesting thing about this camera is it is a rangefinder, but the way the viewfinder works is on the right side it's just a classic viewfinder like in a point and shoot camera. It's going to be pretty hard to look through here. So it's just a magnification. I'm not sure what the field of view is. But on the left side I have this little amber contrast lens right here that increases the contrast of the viewfinder patch. It just comes right off. So of course it's just like a contrast filter you would put on to shoot for black and white. It's a red one. It definitely helps out. But exactly on the left hand side of this viewfinder is the rangefinder patch. These are kind of, I don't want to say they're difficult to load, I don't want to scare anybody, but they're more difficult to load than the M3 type M cameras. So the screw mount cameras are a little bit more difficult to load because you have to cut the lead on the modern film. The way you wind it, you advance the film is by winding this knob. You set the shutter right here, of course, and you release the shutter with this button. Makes a pretty little sound, and the shutter button winds. Okay, so it has some interesting speeds. They're not necessarily whole stops, or maybe they are. It goes 25, 50, 100, 200, 500, 1000 in B. That's all you have. Pretty simple camera. Of course, there's no meter. You can attach a meter to the hot shoe, or just have a handhold meter, or of course use the Sunny 16 rule. All work pretty well. Of course, like all Summicron lenses, the maximum aperture here is f2. And one thing I would like to say about all Leicas, and even the modern Leicas, is usually they have pretty, unfortunately, long minimum focusing distances. This camera can only focus down to about a little bit less than 1 meter. Modern M lenses focus to 0.7 meters or about 2.2 feet or something like that. Some of them go a little bit less than that. Of course, with a wide-angle lens, with the depth of field, you can get in even closer than that. But, of course, you won't have focus assistance there. Okay? The next one I'll show you will be an M3.